welcome to SeeRaverGaming's WWE TEW 2020 Episode 2. Tonight we'll be focusing on SmackDown, and we're going to go ahead and click Start the Show so we can see what's going to happen. We're starting off tonight SmackDown. If you recall, this is our second episode. Our previous episode was on Raw. We'll be doing 2 of these a week where we will be recording both shows for WWE and all the pay-per-views as we go through each week. So tonight we are focusing on SmackDown. If you like what you see, if you're enjoying this, please go ahead and click us a thumbs up down below. I'm your host Nate, and I love comments down below. So if you've got any ideas or feedback, please throw that in the comments. If you're interested and like what you see, give us a subscribe, click the bell, and continue to watch so you'll know when the next episode goes live. So getting started with SmackDown, we have a pre-show match that got started. It's the Fly Guys, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander versus Lucha House Party. Tonight we're wrestling in front of 8,000 people at the XL Center up in New England. In a pre-show bout that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, awesome, the Fly Guys defeated Metalik and Lince Dorado in 15 minutes and 20 seconds when Ricochet pinned Grand Metalik with a diving double knee drop. Ricochet carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. As you can see, we got a segment rating of 52. Ricochet had a performance of 61, where everyone else kind of was low. Cedric Alexander got us in at a 42. The announcing quality did lift the match, but the color commentary gave the match a boost. So it seems like Corey Graves did a good job here. Let's take a look and see what the dirt sheet had to say. Cedric got a bonus for star quality and great gimmick. Ricochet got a bonus for star quality and selling. Grand Metalik got some bonuses as well. And let's see what, as we scroll down, if we had any negatives. We got some penalties for inconsistent work and holding back, which, on the pre-show, we didn't want them to be going all out. Just enough to get the crowd excited about the main show. So started off with a 52, which is about higher than any of the ratings we got on Monday night. So let's go ahead and start the show and see how we get started. As the show begins, the camera pans to Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Cole says, "Corey, we have an exciting announcement for our fans tonight." Graves says, "Cole, that's exactly right. We're introducing a new title on SmackDown tonight. Since WWE has moved the entire women's division to Monday Night Raw, we're going to be introducing a new title that will only be defended on the SmackDown brand. WWE is introducing none other than the WWE Television Championship. This title will be determined in a tournament." Cole says, "That's exactly right, Corey. We have the first 2 quarterfinal matches tonight. And our first one kicks off the show. It's going to be none other than Mike Kanellis versus Mustafa Ali, and that match is next." So, the TV tournament storyline has advanced with this segment. We got a rating of 58, and this angle got the crowd hotter. We'll go ahead and see what happened here. In a decent match, Mike Kanellis defeated Mustafa Ali in 10 minutes and 28 seconds by pinfall after using a foreign object. This match is part of the television title tournament, and Mike Kanellis, you can see, he only had a ring rating of 43. Ali had the better rating of 60. And the TV tournament storyline has started. Sanjay Dutt could have done a little bit better, but the announcing and Corey Graves gave it a boost. Mike Kanellis got a bonus for star quality, and he got dinged for inconsistency. Was penalized for booking decisions and the road working agent work of Sanjay Dutt. So Mike Kanellis will be moving on. He'll move on to the next round, and we'll see who his opponent will be as we move forward. Up next, Kevin Owens is standing by backstage. He cuts a promo staring directly into the camera. AJ Styles, "Tonight, I get a shot at that Universal title. AJ, it's not going to be personal when I tear you from limb tonight. I'm a prize fighter, and you're walking around with the ultimate prize around your waist. It's time I get back to doing what I do best, and that's fighting. AJ, you better bring everything you have and then some tonight, because I'm walking out with that championship. So as you can see, our main event is Kevin Owens going one-on-one for the Universal title against AJ Styles in the main event. Kevin Owens started our Universal Championship feud between him and AJ Styles. The segment got a 78 rating, and this angle and continued to get the crowd higher. Owens got bonuses for a good momentum and a legendary gimmick, and Shane Helms did great as the road agent, and we got a bonus for being done to a hot crowd. So 78. Looks like SmackDown is doing a lot better than Raw did Monday night. So let's see if we can continue this with our next segment. Staying at a 63 in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Akira Tozawa in 7 minutes and 13 seconds with a Samoan driver. Okay, interesting finisher. Nakamura is our Intercontinental Champion on SmackDown. He had an in-ring performance of 75. Tozawa only had a 50. But we can see our IC title feud has advanced. And again, Corey Graves doing a great job on color commentary. Nakamura got lots of bonuses. Tozawa did as well. And we did get some bonuses for our road agent work. Penalized for booking decisions, I guess because it was so short and a fairly dominant match for Nakamura. We did get penalized a little for that. But anyway, not too worried about that. Segment of 63, Nakamura just making an appearance tonight in a short match as the Intercontinental Champion, making sure that everybody knows he has the title. And we will move on to the next segment. After the match, Shinsuke Nakamura is celebrating in the ring. Andrade's music hit, and he and Vega come down to the ring. Vega says, Shinsuke, you've got something we want. Andrade wants that Intercontinental title, and we are demanding a title shot. And as soon as she finishes her sentence, Aleister Black's music hits. Aleister Black walks down to the ring, and he says, it sounds like you two are heading for a fight, and I'm a man who likes to fight. So it's also time I had a shot at a championship here. I think I deserve a shot at that title as well. So just as soon as he's done talking, Buddy Murphy's music hits, and now he's down to the ring. Murphy says, I think I deserve a shot at that title if these two guys do, so count me in. Nakamura just looks at the three men, does his come on hand signal, and all four men begin fighting in the ring. Security and referees have to break up the segment, or up the fight, as we head to the back for an interview. The IC title feud storyline has started, even though it just started a minute ago. Buddy Murphy doesn't have the microphone skills to be talking for that length of time and was starting to show signs of struggling. And the segment went on too long for the audience, and the angle cooled the crowd down a little bit. So after this, it says we're heading backstage for an interview where Kayla Braxton is backstage with the OC. Anderson says, Kayla, tonight the Machine Gun Carl Anderson is taking on that nerd Cesaro. He's going to find out why I'm the best, part of the best tag team in the world. We haven't been taken seriously here in WWE, but now that we're the tag team champions, things are going to change. And Gallows says tonight Carl is going to show you why we are the only club that matters, and Cesaro will be just another victim. So, as you can see, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are the tag team champions and are part of the OC. And it says a new alliance is formed storyline has started with this segment. We did get an overall rating of 54. Not a lot going on with this one. It says the segment rating got a bonus from Shane Helms' road agent work and still being done to a hot crowd. So we must not have cooled them off too terribly much. And our next segment is a tag team match between Drew Gulak and Sami Zayn versus Shorty G and Rey Mysterio. Drew Gulak and Sami Zayn are participants in, as well as Shorty G and Rey Mysterio, are participants in the television title tournament. And these four men will be facing off in the quarterfinals next week. So I believe Drew is facing Shorty G and Rey Mysterio is facing Sami Zayn in the first round of the TV title tournament. So as often in WWE, future opponents form a great tag team. So And a decent match, Gulak and Zayn defeated Shorty G and Rey Mysterio when Drew Gulak pinned Shorty G with a spine splitter. In terms of ring work, Rey Mysterio was head and shoulders above everyone else. Gulak was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. Overall rating of 60. Sami Zayn had an in-ring performance of 64. Gulak only got a 33, and Mysterio had an 80. It says Mysterio stood out as being good. The storyline of TV tournament has advanced and gained some heat. Lots of bonuses for great gimmicks there. And Charles Robinson got a good job of the referee. Road agent Mike Rotunda did a good job. And we got some penalties for inconsistency. And let's see, lack of heat from the associated storyline. Hopefully that will pick up as we move forward. And Rey Mysterio was penalized for declining physical ability. It's no fun getting old. Moving on to the next match or next segment. We have another match right away after the commercial break. Cesaro faces Carl Anderson in a bout that has a good heat and decent wrestling. Carl Anderson defeated Cesaro in 1818 by pinfall with a spine buster following interference from Luke Gallows. Dang that, Luke Gallows. Cesaro had a 64 in-ring and Anderson had a 56. Our new Alliances Form storyline has advanced this segment and gained heat. It says injury that Cesaro worked through took a big toll, and our announcing lifted the match. Cesaro was penalized for working injured. So Cesaro has a back injury he suffered at a house show, and said he could wrestle through it, but it looks like maybe it's going to get worse instead of better. So Carl Anderson defeats Cesaro after Luke Gallows interferes, so the OC pick up the big win as tag champs on the first episode of SmackDown here in TEW 2020. And let's see what happens. Cesaro is, after the match, is attacked in the ring. Seeing the assault, Cassius Ohno comes running in and fights them both off, saving Cesaro from a serious beating. Oh, I wonder if this is the new alliance that is being formed. We see that Cassius Ohno has come out to save his old partner, Cesaro, and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were chased off. In our dirt sheet, Ohno got a bonus for being a good gimmick and an amazing heel, and was increased due to the A New Alliances Formed storyline's high heat. So it looks like that's going to be a positive storyline for us, even though the segment only drew a 36. Moving on to another match here. This is our second match in the TV title tournament, and we're getting Daniel Bryan versus Kalisto. In a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Daniel Bryan defeated Kalisto in 13-13 by submission with a cattle mutilation. Bryan had an in-ring performance of 86. Kalisto had an in-ring performance of 50. It says that we advanced 2 feuds with this segment. And this match really got the crowd buzzing. Lance Storm put this together. Kalisto penalized for stamina. So, great match there. Really got the crowd buzzing. We're up to 76. And, oh, here we go. Now, the camera cuts backstage. We see Cassius Ohno and Cesaro in the locker room. Cesaro says, "What are you doing here?" Ohno says, "Man, I saw you on the card against Carl Anderson, and I knew the OC would attack. It's been a long time since we've been a team, but I knew you didn't have anyone to watch your back. What do you say? They've got the titles? Should we reform the Kings of Wrestling for one last run?" Cesaro says, "I'm not sure. Sounds good, but I'm going to have to think about it." So Cesaro doesn't seem too eager to work with Cassius Ohno, so we'll have to see if these two are going to actually form a new alliance, or if Ohno and Cesaro are headed for a fallout. So seeing, will they go after the titles and form a team, or will Cesaro turn him down and it turn into a feud? We'll just have to see where this heads over the next few weeks. Lots of bonuses there from the back as well, from the dirt sheets. All right, now it is time for our main event, in a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Kevin Owens defeated AJ Styles in 18 minutes and 26 seconds when AJ Styles pinned Kevin Owens with the Styles Clash, only for the previous unconscious referee to recover and reverse the decision because AJ Styles had been disqualified. During the match, we also had a Luke Gallows run in, and he attacked Kevin Owens. So what happened in this match? Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows accompanied AJ Styles down to the ring while AJ Styles was wrestling. He accidentally took out the referee, even though it was on purpose, as we later found out. While the referee was down, Luke Gallows came in. They hit a big move, and another referee came down and counted the pin. However, based on that interference and referee attack, the original referee reversed the decision. So Kevin Owens picks up a huge win over our current Universal Champion, but does not win the title because titles do not change hands based on disqualifications. Let's see. Steve Corino was our agent here. Kevin Owens was holding back. AJ Styles was holding back. Segment rating was penalized for length given the product. So, let's see. That is our main event. And, oh my goodness, as we're heading off the air, Kevin Owens is being attacked 3-on-1 by AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson in the ring. Seeing the assault, Steve Corino comes running in and fights all three of them off, saving Kevin Owens from a serious beating. So, if you're not familiar with Kevin Owens' work prior to WWE, he and Steve Corino were very close in Ring of Honor. As we saw in the previous segment, Steve Corino was the road agent for that previous segment, and it looks like possibly the OC weren't supposed to go into business for themselves, but did, and went on to attack Kevin Owens. So Steve Corino comes flying down out of the backstage role and saves his longtime friend, Kevin Owens. I'm not sure what this is going to mean moving forward, but we'll just have to see. You would think with Kevin Owens getting a victory over AJ Styles, albeit by disqualification, he should get a rematch between these two. So we'll have to see this based on this particular segment, which only drew a 43. Kevin Owens was fantastic. AJ Styles came out of this looking excellent. It says the lack of anything happening was a problem, and this segment went on too long for the audience. Lots of bonuses here in this one, and penalized for being too long. So I think it was only booked for like 6 or 7 minutes, so it must have needed to be shorter than that. So that's it. That's SmackDown. Let's go ahead and finish the show and see what it has to say. Overall rating, we got a 69. Unintentional number there, but always a good one to land on if you can find yourself there. Overall rating of 69. This show lost popularity in 24 regions, and Carl Anderson was slightly overused. So I guess an interview and being ringside was just too much. Our highest rated segment of the night was Kevin Owens in a backstage interview, followed really closely behind by Daniel Bryan versus Kalisto in the TV title tournament. Our worst rated segment was the match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Akira Tozawa. So, which of course that's okay. It was meant to be a squash match. So we had 8,000 people. Let's go ahead and see what happens now as we continue through the show. And while we're waiting on this to advance, please make sure, if you like this episode, make sure you come back and watch Monday Night Raw, which hopefully will go live potentially sometime over the weekend, if not before. So make sure you subscribe, click the notifications so you do know when it goes live. Leave me a comment below, give us a thumbs up if you like this, and be sure to check it out. If you're a fan of TEW 2020, let us know what you like about it. And again, thanks for watching. We're going to continue hopefully here. Seems like this is going a little slow. And there we go. It's back moving again. I guess whatever company that was doing some hirings, I had quite a few hirings to make. All right, and here we are. And let's see. We got a couple of emails that we need to check after our show. Again, telling us our drug testing was high, so we can turn that off or whatever. SmackDown got a 9.27 TV rating. Holy cow. And almost 7 million viewers. So I'm not sure what Fox is unhappy about. I don't know that SmackDown has ever gotten a 9 rating at any time in its entire career. I'm sure that it's not. I mean, I don't even think back during the Attitude Era that TVs were getting that kind of ratings for wrestling. So I do not know what Fox is mad about. But anyway, Fox was unhappy with the quality of last night's SmackDown. Says they didn't meet our requirements, and Cesaro has sustained an abdominal muscle contusion. So doesn't say how long he's injured for. Let's see if it tells us. Nothing there. Looking for. Okay. Nothing about his injury. I'm sure I can find that somewhere else. And then we had a show last night in the Mid-Atlantic and drew $12,000 and 1,000 fans. So it's always good to bring in a little bit of money. Really excited about that particular rating. That's always fun. Again, thanks for watching. Make sure you give us a subscribe. And that is it for this episode of SmackDown Episode 2. Thank you for watching.